In this module, we delve into the realm of workplace ethics and human resources practices. We'll examine how ethical principles shape HR decisions, explore common dilemmas, and provide practical frameworks for maintaining integrity in your organization. Workplace ethics serve as a code of moral standards that define what is considered good or right behavior in professional settings. These principles guide decision-making processes, shape workplace culture, and establish expectations for interpersonal interactions, forming the cornerstone of effective human resource management. Ethics in HR are crucial, with 86% of employees emphasizing its importance in building trust. Ethical companies see a 3.5x increase in engagement, and breaches can cost up to 4.2 million. Ethical practices build stronger reputations, foster loyalty, and mitigate financial risks, enhancing stakeholder confidence and brand value. HR ethics revolve around fairness and equality, confidentiality, and conflict of interest. Ensuring equal treatment, protecting sensitive information, and managing situations where personal interests might compromise professional decisions are fundamental to ethical HR practices. Values form the foundation of ethical reasoning, influencing how we interpret situations and make decisions. Recognizing diversity in ethical frameworks is crucial for HR professionals when developing inclusive policies and addressing ethical dilemmas with sensitivity. Professional HR organizations establish codes of conduct that define expected behavior and ethical standards for practitioners. These frameworks serve as valuable guides for ethical decision-making, emphasizing integrity, credibility, and professional development. HR professionals often face ethical dilemmas such as compensation inequities, discriminatory practices, nepotism, and privacy intrusions. Addressing these issues requires balancing budget constraints, eliminating bias, and respecting personal boundaries to maintain organizational integrity. Ensuring fair compensation across roles and addressing pay disparities are ethical considerations in HR. Emerging trends in pay transparency legislation push organizations toward greater equity, requiring them to report gender pay gaps and provide salary ranges in job advertisements. Organizations have ethical and legal obligations to prevent discrimination based on protected characteristics. This involves recognizing biases, developing policies, improving processes, and measuring diversity metrics to foster an inclusive environment. Recruitment processes face ethical challenges such as unconscious bias, personal connections, and misleading job descriptions. Implementing best practices like panel interviews and standardizing procedures can improve hiring success rates and ensure fairness. Maintaining confidentiality of employee data is crucial, covering health records, personal details, disciplinary information, and compensation data. Ethical HR practices require thoughtful consideration of data compliance, retention, and access rights. Conflicts of interest arise when personal interests compromise professional judgment. Ethical responses include disclosure and recusal from decision-making processes, ensuring transparency and maintaining trust in HR operations. Fair workplace policies involve clear communication, regular reviews, and meaningful consultation with employees. Industry benchmarks show that companies conducting annual policy reviews maintain relevant and fair practices across organizational levels. Leadership sets the tone for organizational ethics through modeling, messaging, decision-making, reinforcement, and resource allocation. Many organizations implement CEO-led ethics pledges, demonstrating commitment to ethical standards and inviting accountability. Creating an ethical workplace requires integrating ethics into the fabric of organizational culture. This involves articulating values, socializing ethics in team meetings, operationalizing ethical considerations, and measuring ethical indicators through assessments. Effective ethics training involves case-based learning, interactive workshops, and role-specific training. Industry standards require regular ethics refreshers for all employees, ensuring they are equipped to handle complex ethical responsibilities. Organizations provide secure channels for reporting ethical concerns, enforce non-retaliation policies, and ensure transparent investigation processes. These mechanisms encourage staff to raise issues confidently, fostering a culture of accountability and trust. Ethical organizations establish clear accountability at every level, with consequences for breaches that are proportionate and consistently applied. Elements of ethical accountability include leadership tone, graduated consequences, and consistent enforcement. HR professionals play a crucial role in monitoring compliance with regulations like the Equality Act, GDPR, and Modern Slavery Act. These laws intersect with ethical considerations, requiring organizations to align policies with legal obligations. While core ethical principles may be universal, their interpretation can vary across cultures, creating challenges for multinational organizations. HR must adapt communication channels and policies to respect cultural variations and maintain ethical standards globally. Measuring and auditing ethical performance is crucial for organizations aiming to uphold integrity and transparency. Key ethical performance indicators include employee perception of organizational ethics, reporting frequency and types of ethical concerns, and response time and resolution quality for ethical issues. Additionally, organizations should monitor ethical aspects of promotion and compensation decisions, policy compliance rates across departments, and external recognition for ethical business practices. Leading organizations are increasingly pursuing external ethics certifications, which provide independent verification of ethical business systems. Technology introduces several ethical challenges in the workplace. AI-driven recruitment may perpetuate or amplify existing biases, requiring ethical oversight to ensure fairness. Employee monitoring technology, while enhancing productivity, raises privacy concerns that must be balanced with legitimate business needs. Data privacy in HR systems is another critical area, as cloud-based platforms must ensure compliance with varying privacy standards across borders. Lastly, biometric data collection, such as fingerprint scans, poses ethical questions about bodily autonomy and data security, urging organizations to consider less invasive alternatives. Human resources plays a pivotal role in corporate social responsibility by developing and implementing practices that extend ethical commitments beyond legal compliance. Key CSR areas for HR include community engagement through volunteering programs, environmental sustainability with green practices, ethical supply chains ensuring fair trade, labor standards for fair wages, and diversity initiatives promoting equal opportunities. The B Corporation certification movement has gained significant traction, meeting rigorous standards for social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency, often spearheading these certification efforts. Preventing and managing ethical breaches requires a proactive approach. Implementing preventive measures, such as ethics training and clear policies, fosters an environment where ethical questions are welcomed. Early detection systems help identify potential problems before they escalate. Fair investigation processes ensure protection for all parties involved, maintaining confidentiality and objectivity. Proportionate response frameworks address consequences based on severity and history, ensuring consistent application. Organizational learning uses breaches as opportunities to improve systems and policies, preventing future issues through root cause analysis. HR ethics significantly impact organizational performance, as illustrated by the comparison of high-ethics companies versus average companies. Metrics such as employee retention, engagement scores, litigation risk, and innovation index reveal that organizations with strong ethical foundations tend to perform better across these areas. High-ethics companies show higher employee retention and engagement, lower litigation risks, and greater innovation, underscoring the importance of ethical practices in driving organizational success. The Royal Mail age discrimination case highlights the consequences of unethical HR practices. In 2020, Royal Mail was ordered to pay a substantial sum to a 49-year-old who was denied a job due to age discrimination. The legal, reputational, and internal consequences were significant, emphasizing the need for corrective measures. These include mandatory age bias training for hiring managers, revised recruitment processes, audits of hiring demographics, and updated language guidelines for job descriptions. Such measures are essential to prevent discrimination and ensure fair treatment in the workplace. Unilever's comprehensive diversity and inclusion strategy serves as a best practice example in HR ethics. By achieving gender balance, transparent reporting, inclusive design, ethical recruitment, and cultural sensitivity, Unilever has seen improved employee engagement and better market insights. Their approach demonstrates the business benefits of ethical HR practices, showing that diversity and inclusion can lead to a more engaged and productive workforce, ultimately driving organizational success. Practical tools for ethical decision-making are essential for HR professionals facing real-world scenarios. Identifying the ethical issue clearly helps distinguish between different challenges. Considering stakeholders ensures that all parties affected by the decision are included. Testing against principles involves applying ethical frameworks to assess truthfulness and benefits. Applying transparency tests clarifies how the decision would be perceived by stakeholders. Exploring alternatives encourages finding better options before implementing decisions. Role-playing exercises can help HR professionals practice applying these tools effectively. Building your own ethical awareness is crucial for HR practitioners. Personal ethics development involves engaging in deliberate practices such as value clarification, ethical journaling, seeking diverse perspectives, and continuous learning. Resources for ethical development include CIPD Ethics at Work Toolkit, Ethical Business Resource Center, and peer learning groups. These tools help individuals challenge their assumptions, broaden their understanding, and stay current on evolving ethical standards, ultimately fostering ethical leadership within organizations. Towards a culture of integrity, organizations must prioritize fairness, transparency, and compliance. Ethics as a process involves ongoing dialogue and reflection, while balancing interests requires aligning organizational objectives with societal impact. Future Focus emphasizes creating competitive advantages through ethical practices, building trust with customers and stakeholders. By embedding ethics into organizational culture, businesses can achieve sustainable success, fostering a workplace where integrity is the norm and all stakeholders benefit.